Section 28. Navigating legal pitfalls for buyers. Don't default. A few months after purchasing his distressed property, Ryan stopped by the brokerage office with a smile on his face. "Melissa," he said, "the renovations are finally finished. Everything worked out great." Melissa smiled. "I'm glad to hear that." Ryan laughed. "Honestly, I don't think I realized how many legal issues could have gone wrong." Just then, David walked into the lobby. "I overheard that," he said, "and that's one of the biggest misconceptions buyers have. Most people think buying distressed property is simply about getting a good price. In reality, many of the biggest risks have nothing to do with the purchase price." The three of them walked into the conference room, where David opened Ryan's transaction file. "Let's look back at everything you encountered." Ryan nodded. "I remember the title company calling about a lien." David smiled. He explained that one of the first legal concerns buyers should investigate when purchasing a foreclosure or short sale is whether the seller can actually transfer clear ownership of the property. A property's title represents legal ownership, but title issues can arise when unpaid debts, recording errors, ownership disputes, or other legal claims remain attached to the property. Buyers who fail to investigate these issues could unknowingly inherit significant financial obligations after closing. Melissa asked, "So that's why we always recommend working with a title company." David explained that a professional title company performs a title search before closing to identify mortgages, judgment liens, mechanics liens, unpaid property taxes, homeowner association liens, easements, or other encumbrances that may affect ownership. The title company then works to resolve these issues before closing whenever possible, and issues title insurance to help protect the buyer against certain undiscovered title defects that may arise after closing. Ryan smiled. "I remember thinking title insurance was just another closing cost." David laughed. "Until the day you actually need it." He explained that title insurance may save buyers thousands of dollars if an undiscovered lien or ownership claim surfaces after the transaction has closed. Melissa then asked, "What Arizona laws affect buyers purchasing foreclosed property?" David explained that ARS 33811 governs trustees' deeds following Arizona trustee sales and establishes how ownership transfers after a foreclosure sale. Buyers should understand that although ownership transfers through the trustee's deed, they should still ensure the foreclosure process was completed properly and work with experienced title professionals to identify any remaining issues. Arizona's foreclosure statutes, including ARS 33814, also address important aspects of the foreclosure process that buyers should understand before purchasing distressed property. Ryan then remembered another concern. "When we toured the property, you insisted I schedule a home inspection, even though the bank said it was being sold as is." Melissa smiled. "I remember." David explained that one of the biggest misunderstandings about distressed property is the meaning of an as-is sale. Many buyers incorrectly believe as-is means inspections are unnecessary because the seller will not make repairs. In reality, an as-is sale makes inspections even more important because the buyer is accepting responsibility for the property's condition after closing. Hidden plumbing leaks, electrical hazards, roof damage, foundation movement, mold, pest infestations, or HVAC failures may not be immediately visible during a showing, but can become expensive surprises after ownership transfers. Ryan laughed. "I almost skipped the inspection because I thought it wouldn't matter." "And what did the inspection find?" David asked. "The roof and the electrical panel," David smiled. "Exactly. A few $100s spent on inspections saved you tens of thousands in unexpected repairs." Melissa explained that while Arizona law encourages disclosure of known material facts, foreclosure properties are often owned by lenders who have never occupied the home and may have little personal knowledge of its condition. That makes the buyer's own due diligence even more important. Realtors should encourage buyers to obtain general home inspections, and when appropriate, specialized inspections for structural concerns, mold, termites, sewer lines, or environmental hazards before completing the purchase. Ryan nodded. "So as is doesn't mean don't inspect. It means inspect even more carefully." "Exactly," David replied. The conversation then shifted to foreclosure auctions. Ryan asked, "I've thought about buying properties at auction. Are they any different?" David smiled. "They're very different." He explained that foreclosure auctions often require buyers to purchase property without the same inspection opportunities available in traditional transactions. Buyers frequently bid based upon exterior observations, public records, and limited information. They may also assume responsibility for unresolved legal issues, occupancy concerns, or surviving liens, depending upon the circumstances of the foreclosure. Buyers should fully understand the auction rules, conduct thorough research, and recognize that winning the auction is only the beginning of the ownership process. Melissa added, and don't forget possession. David nodded. That's another issue many new investors overlook. He explained that purchasing a foreclosed property does not always mean the home is immediately vacant. Previous owners or occupants may still be living in the property, requiring the buyer to complete the legal eviction process before taking possession. That process can involve additional time, legal expense, and uncertainty, all of which should be considered before bidding at auction. Ryan looked surprised. So buying the property doesn't necessarily mean I get the keys that day. David smiled. Not always. The conversation then turned toward short sales. Ryan asked, are short sales easier? In many ways, yes, David answered, but they have their own legal challenges. He explained that every short sale remains subject to lender approval. Buyers may negotiate a purchase contract with the homeowner, but the transaction cannot close until the lender approves the sale price and terms. This approval process often takes weeks or even months, and there is no guarantee the lender will approve the transaction. Buyers should remain patient and understand that delays are common in distressed property transactions. Melissa added, and buyers also need to verify that liens are resolved before closing. David agreed. Exactly. Even during the short sale, unresolved liens, unpaid taxes, homeowner association assessments, or other title issues should be carefully reviewed before ownership transfers. Working closely with experienced escrow officers, title companies, and legal professionals helps ensure buyers receive clear title whenever possible and understand any remaining obligations before closing. As the meeting came to an end, Ryan smiled. When I first started looking at distressed properties, I thought finding the lowest price was the hard part. David laughed. Finding the property is easy. Avoiding the legal pitfalls is what separates experienced buyers from expensive mistakes. Melissa reflected on everything Ryan had learned throughout the transaction. Successful buyers understand that purchasing distressed property involves much more than negotiating price. It requires careful investigation, professional inspections, title research, legal awareness, and guidance from experienced real estate professionals. Realtors who educate buyers throughout the process help protect both their clients and the public, while reducing the likelihood of costly legal disputes after closing. In the next and final section of this course, we'll bring everything together by reviewing the key lessons learned throughout Don't Default and discuss how realtors can confidently guide both buyers and homeowners through financially distressed transactions while remaining compliant with Arizona law. Online discussion. Discussion question 1. Why is working with a title company essential when purchasing a distressed property? Answer. A title company performs a title search, identifies liens or ownership issues, helps clear title before closing, and provides title insurance that protects buyers from certain undiscovered title defects. Discussion question 2. Why are inspections especially important when purchasing an as-is property? Answer. Because buyers accept the property's current condition, inspections help identify hidden defects before closing and allow buyers to better understand potential repair costs and legal risks. Discussion question 3. What legal challenges may buyers encounter when purchasing property through a foreclosure auction? Answer. Buyers may face title issues, surviving liens, occupancy concerns, limited inspection opportunities, and possible eviction proceedings before obtaining possession. D.